FOG Andrew here from the Family of Gamers. Welcome, War Gamers, to an exciting, awesome episode. Today, I am here with
The Roy.
Coach.
Fabian.
But they know who we are.
I know, but what if people don't know? Anyway, we're here, Adepticon 2024, and we did a video of a demo with our boy Ronnie. Coach did a demo with him and Phasia of Halo Flashpoint. So it's like kind of an exclusive first look at that. Now we came here to the Utopia Hall or whatever, and we actually got to sit down and play it. So Roy and Phasia got to play against each other, and me and Coach got to play against each other. So we're going to kind of give you our thoughts here about Halo Flashpoint so far and what we think. Roy, would you like to start?
Sure. Well, I mean, if you play Dead Zone, I think it's like a really easy game to get into. A lot of the mechanics and rules are the same. It's played on the same board. There are like additional stuff with Shield that isn't really in Dead Zone, which I think makes the game interesting. There's also different modifiers and different rules that complement the game in a different manner than Dead Zone than it does for Dead Zone. I think it's good. I think it's going to be a big draw on getting a lot of people that aren't really in the Dead Zone community into the Dead Zone community because Halo is just so like I feel like just like everyone knows Halo. It's iconic. It's beloved. It's a brand that everyone knows. People who don't, will see Dead Zone and maybe not come over, but someone sees Halo and says, "Hey, I want to try this out. It's Halo." You know what I mean? So I think ideally for me as someone who's like a primary Dead Zone player, I hope this draws people into the Mantic community and they start playing Dead Zone or they pick up another game, like Firefight or welcoming into the greater Mantic community. So I guess I could pass it to Coach. I think that was pretty, you know, full thoughts there. So
We'll go next.
Um, my initial impressions: the models look beautiful, the terrain is great, the rules are somewhat simplified, I guess, to bring more people into the game. It's like Dead Zone Light, in my opinion. There's some changes that they made in terms of the characters with the shields and how fighting works, armor, things like that. I liked it. I understand why they're doing it, getting the Halo IP to bring people in once again. But overall, I've always been of the opinion make your own IP bigger. But I understand why they're bringing in the IPs, Halo, Walking Dead, things of that nature. So I don't blame them. I get why they're doing it. But me personally, I think I'd rather just keep playing Dead Zone. So
All right. So the way I look at it is, it's it's Dead Zone with with a twist. So with the shields, it makes sense. There are some weapons that go through the shields. The Spartans are supposed to be the elite, right? The elite of the elite. They're supposed to uh, come first. They're supposed to survive and whatnot. So it makes sense with that. There is a mechanic in Dead Zone when you charge in, it's a +1. Here they get +2, but I think it's because they want the stuff to die quicker so that you can respawn. And the scoring is because of the respawning, so it's not that bad. We had the game that me and Andrew played. I had two basically of the same guy, but the last time we did the demo, one was a sniper with a longer range. So it was that I like to see it's more terrain on the board. Um, when we play Dead Zone, it's a lot of terrain, so it makes a big deal. I could see nice and easy though, as a Dead Zone player, bringing the Spartans into the Dead Zone universe won't be that bad. I think though, if we did that, we would use Dead Zone rules, but the Spartans have special rules, and it's an easy transition because it's basically the weapons and the shields, but it's very easy to get through that. The shield was different than Dead Zone because they can knock down the shields. In Dead Zone, you hold on to your shield. So I understand the differences. They were good. It made sense. I really do like Dead Zone a lot. This is just a little different Dead Zone, so it's not really Dead Zone. It's Halo Dead Zone, and that's the way I look at it. So I enjoyed it. I think it's pretty good. I think we're gonna back it, try to get Master Chief, and just we'll do some battle reports, and then eventually we're gonna probably integrate it into Dead Zone anyway. So For us, it's just another faction. But yeah, I was digging it. I liked it. So
For me personally, I'm on the fence. With I'm like between Coach and Phasia here because, like you said, Phasia, it's kind of like okay, at this point, I might as well just play Dead Zone. You know, but then again, it's like it's Halo, it's the Covenants and everything, and the elites are eventually gonna come in, and yeah, Master Chief and all these different characters from the video game, which are pretty iconic in like the video game aspect, but not being the biggest Halo fan, I'm kind of like, it's kind of like, all right, it's there. It's definitely a great way to get people to play Dead Zone, to go from Halo and being like people that have no idea what Dead Zone is and go to Halo and be like, okay, this is cool. I want to get a little bit more involved with things. Oh, we have this other game called Dead Zone. It's got more stuff in it. It's got more tactics and more rules and stuff. Try that now. That I get. I can see that being a thing. So, but again, I'm still like on the fence. I'm not in love with the license, like I am like with Worms, but you know, um, but I still think like some of the things were definitely interesting. Like the optics adding one and then also adding sevens to exploding, which is big. Fighting is survive only in combat. Um,
which makes it which would make it move quicker, and the optics sevens exploding. So it's basically you want to kill the guys, get them off the table, respawn because the mission we were playing, you respawn whoever respawns. What is it? You make the guy respawn 6 times, you win. That's what we played. That's how it works.
yeah, or just kill each other. And the respawning thing. I think it makes sense for the license. It's just it doesn't really I feel like change much.
You're not taking a faction like you would in Dead Zone. You're taking 8 to 12 models. You're really taking like 4. So it makes sense.
Yeah, and I would be interested to see how they can maybe incorporate possibly into Dead Zone, going Spartans and stuff like that in there because I think them doing their own faction in Dead Zone where they're like 25 points a pop and you're doing a 200-point game, you're only taking 4 guys would be interesting. Sorry, Phaedra. There you go.
Honestly, I'm more interested in what they're going to do after this than this initial release. So you're saying you might back it now. I've been kind of like no, but then of course there's the FOMO.
You'll bet. You'll bet. Yeah.
We'll see. I know,
April
probably last
31st,
minute
yeah.
I'll probably do it, but I'm more interested to see what comes later because then we'll probably see it branch out into maybe a smaller skirmish game or maybe a larger mass battle game where then you'll see the vehicles, which that I would love to see. I wasn't a huge player of the games. I played the first one a lot, but the vehicles are so iconic. The other alien race in the Covenant are memorable to me that those are the things I want to see. That's what I'm looking forward to. So I may or may not back it, but I'll definitely keep an eye out
Well,
on it.
it's a pre-order, so yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I just wanted like as far as like where I could see this game going. Obviously, like you have a lot of people getting in on the ground level that this is the game they're going to be playing. I think in my ideal world, and I don't know if you share this at all, but like it just becomes a faction in Dead Zone. Like, of course, this is its own playable game and it's its own scales, but like I would like to see like a full army, a full set of rules, including the Covenant. That's the alien race, right? Just and it makes sense. I think it fits in the allure and the lore of Dead Zone. I think it works. I think that as a natural conclusion to this game, and maybe I'm biased as someone who just prefers Dead Zone. I'll be honest about that. Um, just that it becomes completely integrated. So if you're like on the fence, so like for someone who's watching this and you're interested because this is Halo, I would say definitely like you should look at getting it, you should look at backing it, but also like take a hard look at Dead Zone because such a step up and it's such a rabbit hole of just like building armies, and just competing. The games are great. So um,
Yeah, like another, last thing I'm probably going to touch on, like if you never heard, if Dead Zone never existed, I feel like this would be fantastic, as Mark would say. But again, Halo, it is good. It's a great game. If Dead Zone didn't exist, but Dead Zone's already there. For us, it's a little tough. But if you're a Halo fan and you want to get into tabletop role play, board games, miniature games, stuff like that, back it. Definitely get it. 100%. I definitely think you should. If you already played Dead Zone, that is a different story. That I feel like is a little iffy. I'm not sure what you should do there.
So, because we play Dead Zone, we're looking at it through the eyes of a Dead Zone player. When I went into it, I kind of looked at the other way and say, like, all right, this is. It's like being if you reintroduce the Dead Zone, you fall in love with it again. If you didn't know certain rules, it'd be okay. It just if it was more guys on the field with more terrain, it would have been better. But everybody learns Dead Zone a certain way, so I looked at it not as a Dead Zone player. All I do is I keep thinking like, all right, we could play Halo, but then I'm going to put the Forge Files against them. Or how will I do against the Plague? Because that's it. Let's see what happens. You figure that the Halo guys, like we were saying, were like maybe 25 points apiece, 30 points apiece. It's kind of beefy, they can have. So we go 200 points. We run six guys all together. It would work. That's the way I'm looking at it. So. It's not just Halo, but what's in the future. And I'm looking forward to what they said they're going to do in the future. So, but you got to need the base game to move on. As is the lot of wargaming.
Well, anybody else have anything to add for our first impressions? No? All right, well, there are some videos on the screen right now that you can check out. If you haven't seen our demo that Coach did with Ronnie, you can check that out. Really good video. It's a good, shows the.
We encourage you.
Yes, definitely go and watch that. It's a good, good thing there. And but that's it, guys. Like the video if you liked it. Comment down below. Let us know what you think. If you're getting Halo, let us know. And check out our link tree in the description. It's got all of our links to our social medias, as well as our Patreon podcast and Discord server. You check those out all in the description, guys. We'll see you in the next one.